chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, hello and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Can you believe it is Wednesday already? Gosh, I love these 4-day work
I do
weeks.
too. Tomorrow's Thursday. I mean, that's almost Friday.
It's fantastic.
Yay.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, they say that this is kind of a growing little trend. I don't know if America will pick this up, but in England, apparently it is becoming a thing where you are able to go and decide, would you rather do the regular 9 to 5 days a week, or crunch them into 4 days? What would be your choice if you had that option, Virginia?
I don't know. I think I'm crunching 4.
Think so too.
I think so too. So that way you can have more of a work-life balance and your weekends can be a little longer. Maybe you can take a little trip with the family, have some more fun, sleep in some more mornings. It's good for you.
It really is. I feel like there is something about it.
We're evolving. We're getting smarter.
Be nice. Yeah. Imagine, would society ever gravitate towards that? I guess it could. I mean, we were just talking today about a shift in drive time since the pandemic, and that changed a lot of things. So I guess it's not unheard of.
Wouldn't everyone have to get on the same page, though? That'd be tough.
It would be. We can't even decide on daylight savings time.
Yeah.
We're fine about that crap.
I hear you. But, maybe you have the kind of job where you could get it all done in 4 days, and it would be the kind of job where you couldn't be on demand all the time.
Right.
And that's it. And that was the one thing, because, boy, I did. For me, a 3-day weekend actually means a real weekend. So it means 2 days. And it was Monday morning. I'm like, okay, it's back to work, because typically Sunday's a work day for me. The amount of emails that I had, and I have 3 email accounts, I had 101. And it was the whole day just trying to go through all that. That was the only thing that's kind of the pain in the ass about doing that schedule. If you do have that kind of job, man, that extra day, it piles up.
Oh, yeah.
And people after a while might get sick of, because then we'd have a new thing. There would be a term for it, the work avalanche or the whatever it might be, that's just sitting there waiting for you. And you think the Sunday scaries are bad now? If your workload doubles or triples on that one day that you got to get back to it.
Taking that one day away really does. You would have an avalanche effect on shit.
Yeah. I'm sure we all have the people that we're envious of. One of the top groups of people I'm envious of is people that have a job that they leave at work.
That's what was good about working at the golf course.
Right.
As soon as you were done with the golf course, you didn't think about the golf course until the next day.
Out of sight, out of mind. I remember that when I worked doing the landscaping in college. It was great because you're not taking landscaping home with you. What are you going to do? Take a shrub home and trim it? That just wasn't happening. So, yeah, when we rolled out of there, you go to the bar, whatever, you're like going, okay.
That was it.
Yes.
You didn't think about shrubs for 48 hours.
And it was so amazing. I was like, gosh, at the time, I had no idea how good I had it.
It's nice to leave your troubles at the door.
Right. And you're like, all right, not till we come back in this door do I even got to think about this damn place.
I know some people that, they started a business and they've got an infrastructure of employees and managers that work for them, and they can come and go. They don't really have to be there. It operates with or without them.
That's nice, yep.
That's pretty special.
That's how you want to do it, absolutely. Where it doesn't matter if I'm there or not. I can just check in every now and then, be like, everything working, still running smooth.
Pop
cool.
in and surprise everybody. Be like, hey, I'm here, bitches.
And then boom, back out.
Making sure y'all still doing what you're supposed to.
Right.
But yeah, not there. There's no task that falls on your lap.
Mm-hmm.
Except maybe
amazing.
Going out and finding new business. That's all he does, is goes out and finds new business and then gives it to his team.
Okay. That seems like it's rather casual, though.
Yeah, because he goes on vacation for half the year.
Jeez. It is unbelievable. You're just like, man, where in life, what is it that they did? And if I went back, sometimes you ever think about, okay, look, I love my life. It's great. It's all good. But I ever thought, okay, if I were forced back and I had to do it again because I wouldn't choose to do it again. But let's say that I woke up and here I am, and now you've got to do it over again. How do you do it different this next time? What do you do? And I think a big part of it, and you get to retain what you know now. Think about that. So I would go back. I think I would set out and be like, okay, how do I find that kind of career where I build a wealth that just works for itself? Because the people that I see that I envy the most, they have that. They've got it, and then their hours like, if I work, great. If not, I'm still making money off of money.
Well, knowing what you know now about, the real estate bubble and all that happened, like, 2006, 2007, all that, you could make some moves. If you were able to keep your knowledge that you have now, you could definitely make some moves and make some cash.
Well, here's what I'm saying in this. You don't take with you the knowledge of, so you're not saying, okay, I could buy Apple stock and that kind of stuff. That's not what this is. This is just saying that you know things about business and about life. But let's say that part of this, it wipes out, you don't know what the future is going to be. So let's say, for instance, here in 2024, you now are 19 years old, Virginia. Go.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yep. That's it.
I definitely would have saved more. I feel like I spent so much money on stupid shit. I definitely would have saved more.
That'd have been your thing.
That would have been a big thing.
I would have definitely done and attacked my whole baseball schedule and training. We didn't lift the weights back then. At least not my team.
Yeah.
And maybe a year later, all these coaches had all these, high schoolers lifting weights, and these guys were getting stronger. And I was in college looking like a little fucking
twerp.
Yeah, like a twerp. Yeah, I would have gotten better shape and attacked baseball in a better way.
So would you have tried to make more out of it and last longer in it, or is it just that the time that you're in it, you would have tried to have gotten more out of it?
I would have both. I try to just be a little bit better.
Be better and then be in it longer.
Exactly. Learn a knuckleball, become a knuckleball pitcher.
Okay. Yeah. We kind of talked about that in Random Thoughts today of a couple skills that you might have had. And language and playing an instrument, those are the two things that if I could have gone back. I mean, I grew up in Gringo Town, though, so, it'd been tough for me in the Spanish because I really believe that to effectively and really speak Spanish and well, it really helps to be surrounded by people that speak Spanish.
It does.
And I did not grow up with that, so I assume I'm going back home. But if I'm 19 now here starting in South Florida, oh, absolutely, baby.
You're right. A lot of times it's what you grow up with. My dad was always playing the guitar and had music going on.
Yeah, right.
And that's how I wanted to be like my dad. So
Yeah.
I had music around. But if you don't have it around you, it's tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's always it. And the one thing that you seem to notice too, you see these dudes who are, 30, they're good looking, they got all these skills, you're like going, how? But then some of those guys I've actually looked at, I've envied, and then I've learned a little bit about them, and they were freaking nerds back in high school or junior high, weren't really going out, weren't getting ass. And then, seriously.
They weren't getting ass when you were in the summer of Kev.
Right, but I'm getting low-grade ass. So see what happened, I'm trading in low-grade teen poon for what could have been, I could have stayed my ass at home, missed the mediocre times, been working on my language and my instruments, all that kind of stuff. And then you actually launch in your mid to late 20s, and here you are. Now it's primo, baby.
Grade A ass.
Grade A ass at a time where it really matters. You see what I'm saying? Am I making sense here?
You are making sense. Yeah, we want to stay away from the Logan Snatch.
Yeah. That should be a shirt.
Logan Snatch.
Stay away from young Logan Snatch. If I could go back, you're right. I don't know how many words that is, but if I could drop that nugget of knowledge on young Kev, what are you doing?
He was a king in the pizza crossing, but
I get it.
Look around at the poon in the pizza crossing.
Yeah, just
Does
would have done
anybody
it.
want to slay in
I would
there?
have peaked at a different time. I thought that moped and that mullet, that was all I need. I thought that was it, man. I am never going to be cooler than this. And I may have been right.
Did you get a lot of ass growing up?
No, not really. No, still didn't. No. So I'm still waiting to peak. Yeah, does that ever happen? Yeah, somebody is like, hey, Kev, your daughter's in the chat room. Shh,
Oh.
earmuffs.
Did you get a lot of ass?
Yeah.
Sorry, Caitlin.
We have, I know she probably doesn't love hearing it, but we have a very open relationship. So, yeah. Yeah, she is off work now.
Okay.
Yep.
She goes 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off?
Yeah, it depends upon what the schedule is, but yeah, her summertime she has to travel, and go to another part of the world, then she'll do a month on. But now that her family is back in South Florida for a bit of a time, and the kid's back in school, then she gets to do 2 on, 2 off. So that's how her
Gotcha.
schedule goes. Yeah, which is still pretty interesting. What do you think that schedule would be like?
It would be weird, but looking at her travel blog, I could make anything happen for those kind of destinations. I mean, she's going to the coolest spots in the world, and she gets to stay where the kid gets to stay, and he gets to stay in the resort.
Yeah.
So it's not like she's staying in some trailer off property.
No, yeah, it's good. Yeah, I mean, the schedule more than the actual work. Because, yeah, I mean, that part, yeah, the actual work's like, okay, I think a lot of people take that. But, yeah, just imagine if we did 14 days straight of shows and then you had 14 off.
I don't know if it's hard to get into a rhythm, but if you're doing vlogs, I could see that working. And if you're traveling, I could see that working. You're getting paid.
Yeah.
For us, I think it's...
it'd be a freaking nightmare.
It'd be a nightmare for us.
I might hang myself on day 9. I'm not even kidding. I've never once contemplated suicide. I think on day 9, I'd be like, I don't know if this is worth it.
Because you're right. The 2 weeks are going to be nice, having them off. But
Yeah.
then when you talk about Sunday scaries for the
Oh,
next
my
2
God.
weeks.
Yes. Oh, my. And then imagine the emails I'd have then.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
You would have a pile of emails.
When I did work at the golf course, I worked 3 days in a row from open to close, which was about over 40 hours. And man, did you dread it the night before? Because you had to go out there and you worked your balls off. I mean, it was
For 3 days,
Right.
just slam,
Oh,
slam,
yeah.
slam,
getting
slam.
yelled about rich people.
Come clean my balls, ball boy.
Yeah, you bald bitch.
Yeah. My daughter did say something that I think is interesting. This probably just may apply to her, but she said, it gives a good work-life balance, or I would have never stopped partying. And yeah, when she works 2 weeks on, I've noticed a radical change in Caitlin. She's misses health and fitness now. She gets up, works out, eating healthy, walking waters, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, she had the party thing going on when she was, was hanging in Lauderdale before that. And so it kind of broke up that monotony because for 2 weeks, you're a nanny. You can't do the rager stuff.
No, you can't. You got to be with the kids. You got to if they get up early, you got to get up early. If they stay
Right.
up late, you got to stay up late. Like in the summertime, it's a tough gig.
Yeah, and I do notice that partying can kind of be that routine thing. I've had those places where you're partying hard. It's like with anything. If you're in good habits, you are kind of in that groove. But if you are partying hard, if you've ever had that, man, I don't know what's going on, man. It's like Rumspringa. You just kind of get into that groove and that rut. And also, that's a hard habit to break.
It is, and if you go 2 weeks just partying your balls off, that is, we call that a bender.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it really kind of becomes that way. So, yeah, so it might...
Oof, I had to come back to work. I can't afford it.
Yeah, that. Gosh, yeah.
Benders are expensive.
They can be.
They ain't cheap. Yeah, they ain't cheap. So, yeah, it'd be interesting if you reset, you're 19 years old again, and then you just start off life. And how would you do it? What would you do? And, yeah, the people that seem to have it best, they found out an idea and they started a business. And that kind of worked off, and they had their own brand. You look at where Jeff Bezos was when that dude started.
Yeah.
He and Bill Gates, all this, didn't they all start in garages with their business?
Yeah.
Their Microsoft, their Amazon, and started with nothing, kind of built it from there. Had a groove, had a dream, and now, my gosh. They were talking about Jeff Bezos got a new jet. It's called the Gulfstream G700, which G6 was the song, so I assume this would be a G7. which is better than an old G6 like the song used to go.
Did Bezos get a lot of ass back in high school?
No, that's it.
He doesn't look like he did.
He would be one of those people. Yeah, dude was not. No, there's no way. If you've seen old Jeff Bezos photos, no.
What about Bill Gates?
No. Both of those guys, no ass, just doing what they did. And now look at Bezos with that Lauren Sanchez. Imagine if you could reset and you took a 22-year-old Jeff Bezos and a 22-year-old Lauren Sanchez and you asked her to be like, would you hit that? She could not get no out of her mouth faster. And now look at him. And he looks good now. You know, he's the
She
shaved
glowed him
head.
up. She glowed him up.
She did.
She did.
So his jet costs $80 million.
Wow.
And I guess he just took it for a double date with Kris Jenner and that dude that she hangs out with. I mean, you know, honestly, that's the best way to do it. Screw doing your own business. You got to just tag a Kardashian, I guess, because then you don't have to even work at all. That's the real life. They say this jet almost hits Mach 1.
Wow.
It goes 710 miles per hour. That's 92.5% of the speed of sound.
So it must get to LA in like no time at all.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Just you're there. And he's got 2 other jets on top of that. And they say it's whisper quiet.
3 jets?
You're on this thing going almost Mach 1, basically the speed of sound, and you can't feel it.
That's some UFO shit right there.
That is, yeah. That's how you know we're getting there. Bezos is going to be the first to have a UFO. That's pretty crazy. And they say it's got 5 living areas, including a master suite with a bed, bathroom and shower. It's got a dining area, a freaking plane with a dining room.
It better for that kind of cabbage.
$80 million, yeah. A stateroom. It's got a lounge and a rest area just for the crew.
Wow.
How about that, huh? And that was a dude that early on in his life, he was getting it done. He was spending his Friday and Saturdays in his parents' garage putting together his plans.
Grinding.
Right. And now look at him. Dang. That's how you do it right there, Virginia. Oh, if only I could go back. It's either that or you get one catchphrase like hawk to a girl.
That story just still blows my mind. How
It's pretty
popular she
unreal.
became.
It's pretty unreal.
I don't think it's going to be sustainable. Bless her heart.
I know. She seems really sweet.
She seems really sweet.
God bless her, but
Very funny at moments
Yeah.
when she's in a situation
Yeah.
where she is laid up to be funny.
you know what? Back in the days of radio with where it was, she would be great to grab and put on a morning show. Because it looks like if you had a cast around her and she didn't have to do much, be like, hey, I don't need you to do heavy lifting. We've got the show here. Just every now and then I need your cute twang and a hawk two-ish kind of comment here and there. It's all good.
Make fun of some guys.
Right. And she's got a chance to learn, cut her teeth, get to that point. But now it is kind of crazy. They just hand people stuff. But hey, look, I mean, the Call Her Daddy girl, she was just handed a show like that and doing a lot better than I am.
Yeah. It's a thing. She was writing though before that, and she was doing stuff before that. Like she was trying to like make something happen.
Yeah.
Hawk to a girl just said, I like to spit on a penis to lube it up. And she's an overnight sensation.
I mean, sex sells here in this country.
Yeah. Let me see here. Got a couple of comments and some emails that rolled in today. One was just as a parent, allowing your kid to have body autonomy. That was basically it. It was a 8-year-old girl that wanted to go pink with her hair. Mom let her. Dad didn't want it to happen, and now the girl's all distraught because she can't find anything or she's afraid how she's going to look in the class pictures. Apparently, Mom didn't help her think that through. The dad was upset. The other one was a 17-year-old girl that wants to do a belly ring. She's going to be 18 in 7 months. Dad is like, no, don't like it. It turns you into a hoe, or at least brings attention there, and he doesn't like the look of it. Not going to do it. And the mom's like, look, 7 months, like she's going to be able to do this anyway. Dad seems to be like taking the position of, she gets a penny from me. I still have a say in what she does. She's my little girl, not happening. So he's not feeling it. So Kelsey said, my dad didn't let me get the belly pierced till 18. Day I turned 18, I got it. now 36, bartender, mama too, still have it, makes me feel young. I could care less what anybody thinks about it. And she said, I also did the deal with my nipples, got them pierced. I was 17. My mom said no. I went on vacation. The tattoo artist is like, you 18? I'm like, yep. He's like, cool. No ID. Didn't check for it at all.
Sounds like a reputable guy.
He starts the piercing. I start bleeding everywhere. Start freaking out. I'm like, I'm only 17. I don't want to die. He's like, ah. So he freaks out, calls her mom.
Oh,
She said,
God.
do not go behind your parents' back on that.
Oh,
Yeah.
starts bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, that to me that seems like that would hurt so bad. And then the other one I think
Couldn't
that
imagine.
would hurt. I mean, I don't have this part, but clitoris, a clit piercing is next. That doesn't that seem like that would be the most painful thing ever?
I can't even imagine how that would feel fun. I can't even imagine a world where I'd be like, yeah, let's do this.
Well, I know they say that it's supposed to make the sensation better.
Yeah, but what about the sensation when you're actually getting it pierced?
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
going to hurt so bad. Nothing good that happens after that is going to override it.
Yeah.
I just it seems so painful.
So painful.
Yeah, so my take was, when it comes to kids and independence and all that kind of stuff, it's a sliding scale. It changes every year. So every year you get a little bit older and closer to 18, you get a little bit more independence. But yeah, to me at the age of 8, that's the time where I think you need to, kind of.
Are belly button rings even that big of a deal? I mean, we're acting like
I didn't realize they were still a thing.
she's on the pole, going into. I mean, I didn't think piercings were that bad when it comes to, or bad at all. Have you ever had a belly button piercing?
No, not me.
Yeah, you're not really piercy.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No, so no,
Definitely
no,
not.
no nipple.
No. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Got Ashley who sent in an email here about devices listening, and Cox Media Group got called out. In fact, they were saying it to some people that they were selling as a plus, saying, yeah, we listen in to our customers and we know exactly what they want when they want it. Now, other places like Amazon and Google and things like that we know are listening, Facebook, that we know are listening to us, Meta.
They're not admitting it.
They're not
So
admitting it.
openly as Cox.
And Cox had said, yeah, but in the fine print and where people sign off, they've signed away their legal rights. And somebody else was kind of saying, I don't know, that may not necessarily be the case.
Will that hold up in court?
Right.
If you put something in there and it's deceptive and you've hidden it and most people don't know it's there, but when they find out it's there, they want to cancel your service, it kind of feels like you're shady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I wonder if they haven't immediately, somebody's probably going to hear that story, because look, I pulled that from another source. I wasn't an original Kev story, and somebody's probably going to hear that and they're probably going to sue and they're going to test it. They're going to see where it goes. And that could be the next test. Because look, man, Disney tried pulling it. They backed off of it. But what was it? I had that story on when you signed up for Disney Plus. In there, they felt you were signing away. You had something weird to do. The story's about 3 weeks old. I can't remember what it was. But it was the same argument that came up, where in a sense, the company was screwing you and said, well, it was in the fine print.
You signed it.
That's dicky.
It is so dicky.
Well, this is what the Federal Trade Commission is supposed to do. It is supposed to protect the consumer from shady business practices.
Not protect the shady business.
Right.
So let's get our shit together and start protecting the consumer, not these big companies that are listening to us and tricking us and hiding things in the fine print.
Yeah. Harold said, yeah, Disney went back on that decision because you know what? Kind of like a Jonathan Dickinson, they sensed what was coming and they're like, okay, no. This ain't worth the bad press we're going to get. Yeah, if you remember, Harold, what was that story about? The wife died, but there was a disclaimer on the menu. That's right. Thank
she
you,
died
Huckleberry.
at the park.
Yeah, was that what it was?
Right? Did she die at the park?
I can't remember. It was something
can't
about
remember.
they couldn't sue
They
because
couldn't
of
sue because they signed in the Disney Plus thing. When you sign it, I guess
Yeah.
you said if we die, it's our fault.
Yeah, that's what it was. But yeah, that's what I could see coming under attack, and I think it should. Because, my God, have you seen how much fine print there is on some of that stuff? It would take you an hour and a half to read a lot of that stuff where it's like you have to sign to get something you need in that moment.
You can't.
You start to roll through it and you're like, oh my gosh, how much is this stuff? And you're scrolling, and it goes down 4 pages and then you finally click, yeah, fine, whatever. And we all do that now.
Oh, I never read.
Well,
I never read anything I sign.
Well, the problem is I don't understand it anyway. I don't know what this means.
It's all legal jargon.
You would need somebody to say, hey, do you fully understand what you're about to click on that? And be like, no, I have no idea. They're like saying, okay, so if you died and we're at fault, you went in and we had a roller coaster and you shot off the end of it and your husband and kids died and now you're left all by yourself, you can't sue the park because you just signed this disclaimer for Disney Plus to watch The Mandalorian. Be like, wait, what?
I don't want to do that.
How's that even connected? Doesn't even make any sense. Yeah, so... Yeah, to me, FTC needs to step in. They need to say, okay, we got to do something about these disclaimers because they are getting longer by the day.
Even on video games, they make you sign the longest thing.
Everything. You sign for everything.
And
now.
some of them, you have to scroll. It goes so slow. And you're like, I just want to play a video game. I'm not, why are you making me work?
Yeah.
It's not all of them are created equal. Some of them are really annoying.
Yeah. Oh, and Huckleberry reminded me too. He said we may be leaving out some key facts like Kev's whale story. Yeah, you know what? For the first time, I realized I condensed a story too much and I got burned by ChatGPT today. Remember that story about the freaking whale, the Russian spy whale that died under mysterious circumstances?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody had said it had a harness with a camera on it, but I condensed the story by like 90% because there's like 80 pages, and it left a very key detail out because I'm like, I don't know. Doesn't say in the story.
If it had a harness and a camera, it was a spy whale.
Well, yeah, that starts to make sense, but that's the thing that now freaking sucks with this, using the AI to condense the stories. Yeah, I'm getting through more stories, but that's kind of a big detail.
That nugget was important.
That's kind of a big detail.
That's what ChatGPT it scares me on those levels because I've been burned as well with it.
Right, because it leaves out because I'm like, I don't know, why do they think it's a spy whale? Well, because it has a freaking harness and a camera. Okay, now that makes sense. Now you get it. So maybe condensing 90% is too much.
And I'm not sure if it's very accurate and up to date with the date. If you say, give me a list of blah, blah, blah from 2024, movies that are whatever, sometimes it doesn't, it'll give you shit from 98, 99.
Still got some flaws. Definitely still has some flaws. Yeah, and filling in the blanks from the Disney story, that's right. It was a Disney Springs restaurant told them their food would be prepared allergy-free.
That's right.
Oh, that's what it was.
Thank you for that, yes. I drink too much, my memory's gone. And Ashley said, yeah, I work for a very busy Disney restaurant. They're very on top of allergies. No one would serve food or drink until the chef came out and personally talked with the guests. Huh. So, yeah, she says it's very fishy that it just slipped by.
Murder?
Okay.
Is Disney Springs as tight as Disney Park?
Yeah, I think so, because it's still it's all the same. There's no variation. It's not like Disney Springs is a offshoot of Disney, the park. I think it's all the same management, run the same way, would be my guess.
I think Disney Springs is not as tight as Disney the park.
What is
that?
Disney
Sounds like
Springs?
another Virginia pulling something out of my ass comment.
Well, I was just at Disney Springs not too long ago for Rocco's birthday, maybe like when he turned 8. And then when you go to an actual Disney like restaurant in one of the parks, it is a little different.
Yeah, maybe, because Disney Springs does have stuff, and it has stores and things like that aren't under the Disney brand.
It's looser,
Zara and stuff like that. And somebody had said, apparently that particular restaurant wasn't owned by Disney. Yeah, so how responsible are they? Yeah, and Tom said Disney Springs restaurants aren't Disney restaurants.
So, yeah, they're totally different.
So then that's on that lawsuit. Then I wonder how that is. And that's how lawsuits go, right? Because you're at Disney Springs, the name Disney's attached, they're going to try to sue you.
They're going to go wherever the money is.
Yeah, we deal with this all the time with what we do. It's been part of the problem with our live shows and all that. But when you get the attorneys involved, they're like, here's how they'll get you. It's called Disney Springs. So there's the assumption that you're in control. And so they'll come after the Disney because they go after the biggest pocket.
Right.
That's why we're always scared of doing something to get our company sued. Because they would go after the money. See what I'm saying?
Totally.
Yeah. That in the world that we are in. But talking about the devices listening to you. She said, yeah, I mean, here's a lesson that they did. I personally experienced this. My husband and I were watching a friend's dog for a week. We had her stay with us in our home. We've got a few different Alexas and smartphones. The dog's name is Molly, and after she had been with us for a few days, the devices heard us call her name, and I started getting ads for dog-related items in my Facebook feed. We personally don't have any animals at all ourselves. And then one day I get a personalized dog collar with the name Molly on it.
Wow.
And that was all I need to know that, yep, they're definitely listening.
And watching. Mm-hmm. They're always watching.
Oh, they are. They are. And Angie had said, yeah, people are turning to AI for comfort. This was a chat thread that somebody said. One person said, I'm tired of everything. Holly responds, everything is a lot. And then Carol said, I realized today I'm just tired all the time. I think it's okay to be tired of everything, but try talking to yourself about it and then texting to AI about it. Tonight, for the first time, AI and I texted back and forth. AI has a massive amount of knowledge, and the answers are full of empathy and kindness.
Wow.
But it's fake kindness.
It's not real.
It's not real.
I guess you ask Carol, do you care?
If you ask it to talk mean to you or be a dick, it won't do it. It's very polite. It doesn't like to hurt the human spirit yet.
Yeah.
They go, sorry, I can't do that.
I've noticed that because I've tried writing roasts and trolling and all that. And it's like, well, just for a little bit of fun, we might.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need you to be mean like me.
It won't be mean?
No, not really. I haven't experienced it yet. So, and there may be a prompt to get it to do that because when the first time I tried doing roast stuff with it. And it was terrible. It wouldn't really even do it.
Huh. Yeah, I wouldn't say ChatGPT is necessarily funny. The personality needs to get a little funnier.
Yeah, it's not great for comedy writing. Doesn't do very well with that. They asked people, should artificial intelligence companies release tools that can detect whether something was written using their AI? 60% of people said yes. I can't even believe it's that low.
Yeah, I want to know every
that?
time.
Yeah, honestly, I don't like that. I don't like the fraud of it. I don't mind you using it as a tool.
Yeah, but you need to let us know that it is part of your tool. I'm with you. And you're seeing that on YouTube a lot where you're watching a video and you're going, man, why do they keep saying the name wrong of the celebrity? And then you look down and go, this has been generated by AI, almost as if they're supposed to say that.
Yeah. Yeah, to me, there should always be a disclosure. And I know you have the prompt where you can decide whether you want to admit that it's made with AI or not when you upload something onto social media. But yeah, to me, have those tools detect. I want it to be known. And then either I made this with AI and you claim it, or else you can't use it.
I agree with you.
I do too.
Full out do it. I mean, come on, man. So it's going to be interesting to see what they wind up using AI for. And as a tool, there are some things that are pretty amazing. I just saw this blurb. I just jotted it down real quick. I didn't get a lot of the specifics on it because it happened on TV. But they say that what I heard on TV, AI is being used to detect breast cancer that will not be forming for another 5 years.
Wow.
How does that work?
Not even formed?
Not even formed. It can tell you, I guess, somehow analyzing the tissues and the composition of your tissues at that moment to project whether those tissues and the way that it is growing, progressing, aging, whatever, will one day grow breast cancer.
That's crazy.
Isn't that now that to me is like, that's unreal.
With the bad comes some good.
Yeah, no doubt. And another person left us a comment via text. They said, I have an incredibly rare disease that has not been studied well. And I've started using AI to help me research it, and AI has done a better job than me or any doctor at learning from the existing studies and explaining what is happening to me. It has been a huge help.
Wow.
In the medical field, AI could just change the game.
I like it in the medical field.
I do too.
Mm-hmm. That might be great. Or helping you buy concert tickets. Can it do that? You told me, Virginia, that I need to just roll the dice and just go see Oasis.
I really think you should.
You see what tickets are going for?
No, what are they?
$8,000.
What?
Oh, shoot.
How you feel about that?
Is that the aftermarket or is that the Ticketmaster price.
This is the problem that they got. And I remember yesterday I mentioned that Ticketmaster is taking some heat. The band's not down for it. They don't like it. They're trying to keep their reunion tickets out of third-party dealers' hands and off the pages. But, I mean, good luck. It's a useless fight. They say around 1.4 million tickets are expected to be sold for their current 17 UK and Ireland shows. The official prices are supposed to be $90 to $260. $200 for standing and $650 if you're doing premium. So you should not be able to pay a penny over $650 to see Oasis. The London show, July 26, $8,000.
From the scalpers.
Yep. Cardiff show is almost $6,000. And even their cheapest show, which would be their homecoming in Manchester on July 12th, $2,500 a ticket.
Wow. All right, never mind. You're not going.
Well, there's a positive. There's a negative and a positive. I'm not going to that $8,000 show, but they were teasing on their Instagram stories. There was a photo, the promo photo they're using now of Liam and Noel, the two brothers in Oasis. It's in New York City's Times Square, and the sign reads, "If we need to put up a billboard to get these guys to come to the States, here it is." And then they do one of those side-eye, winky eye, like, so
That's cool.
yeah, that's them teasing. I mean, as much as these things are going to sell. And, you know, I was looking at it, too. Noel is 57.
Yeah.
Liam's 51. So I'm sure that's part of it, too. You got the old wife out of the picture. Noel needs money. At 57, you got to say, all right, are we going to be the Rolling Stones and try to pick this up when we're 80? Or are we going to do this now? Because if you're ever going to do it, Father Time's undefeated.
You're not getting any younger.
TikTok,
Seriously. Get on stage and just make the money.
Trust me, you're going to end up breaking a hip or throwing out your hip. It happens to almost everybody. The older you get.
Good news. Bone on bone.
Bone on bone.
When the tickets go on sale here in the U.S., hopefully they'll be way less than $8,000
Yeah.
because they aren't as popular here as they are there.
You could, I mean, if I know it's in New York and that alone is going to be expensive, but it's in the States. If they do come.
I think they'll tour. I think it's just basically saying that they're going to do a U.S. tour. And honestly, the way they are right now, the big question to me and the big gamble is, do they ever do new music?
Yeah.
And I think if you're an Oasis fan, you would argue they've got enough big hits right now that they can tour on what they have. And doing new music might be a complete disaster.
Look, let's just try to not kill each other. Let's get through the tour doing the old music.
I agree, yeah.
Before we start talking about creating new music
I wouldn't
with
even want
egos.
to give it
and
2 years.
I don't see it. I don't see it working. The one is such a douche. Unless he's calmed down completely. I always get their names.
Liam is the younger one that's 51. He's the really kind of douchey one. And then Noel's the older one that's just tired of his brother's shit.
Liam seems sassy and just very difficult to deal with. Mm-hmm. And you don't know if he's going to fuck you over right before a show. Because he's been known to walk off the set. He's been known to, or the stage, he's been known to go into different songs.
And Liam is the one that had the squirrely wife?
No, Noel was.
Noel had the squirrely wife.
Liam didn't like Noel's wife.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So Noel's wife is gone.
Yeah, and
Liam,
she took reportedly at least $20 million of his money.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so and that might be part of the motivation as well. So that's at least some of the rumblings I've heard about it.
I mean, 20 mil is a lot. That's taking it right in the dick.
It's a good chunk for most people.
Yeah.
Bezos or Musk, they can probably just laugh that off and be like, oh, well, no big deal. I spend that for lunch. But
Get your guitar, Noel. You'll make it back.
that's right. Play your songs, do your thing.
When your brother acts like a dick, just smile.
Right.
Cash those checks, baby.
They're saying Noel, his net worth is $70 million. So is that after he lost the money and divorced, or is that?
Good question. I don't know because it's relatively recent. Yeah, but look, $20 million. If that's what you had, if that is of 70, that's enough where you might say, look, when you get to that upper echelon of you're going to buy a G7 that goes Mach 1, that's $80 million. That would be actually his whole net worth to buy Jeff Bezos' jet.
Wow.
Just to put that into perspective.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's definitely sliding scales of rich. All right, y'all. You enjoy y'all Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.